Hello everybody, we're going to be doing a meditation. It's called God Source Energy Meditation. And with this meditation, I want you to tap into being the master of illusion, and understanding being the master of illusion is understanding that you're an illusion yourself, and you're just trying to disconnect from an illusion that tries to manipulate you, that tries to tell you how to think, that tries to tell you how to be, how to dress, how to feel, how to think, how to really be about life and flow with life and understand life as it is. And really understanding to be the master of illusion is that you don't have to try to be the master of illusion, but the illusions generate from a single consciousness. It generates from a simultaneous awareness that is omnipresent and knows of itself and knows how to disconnect from people, places, and things. And when you allow yourself to do that, you allow yourself to be absolutely clear. There's a clarity, there's something that just truthfully makes sense when you allow yourself to change who you are and to really let go and to truthfully disconnect from what does not represent who you are. And when you live as the living representation of God's source energy, then nothing can sway from what is true and what is not true, because you always know what the truth is. The truth always is channeled from you, and you realize that the very fact that you realize that you're this illusion and you're just generating this purified illusion, this purified awareness, this channelization, and then you allow everything to crystallize itself, and you allow it to be intertwined with different parallel realities, different states of beings, different sensations, different vibrations. And you allow everything to be interconnected, because now you've disconnected. Now you've stepped away from the illusion that you are assuming yourself to be. And when you don't assume who you are, then you are not assuming what you are not. So when you let go of assumption, you let go of your thoughts, you let go of the bodily functions, and also you just completely let go of what it means to truthfully be distorted. You're letting go of complete distortion within your own awareness. So when you allow yourself to let go of that distortion, it allows you to generate different optical illusions, and it's generating such different causes and effects and ways of manifesting and ways of dreaming, and knowing that you're the dreamer of your dream always, and that you're the gatekeeper of your own gateway. So you are a gateway in and of yourself. So to allow everything to be intertwined, to be speaking in and speaking out and sending signals out and releasing, and understanding that internal and external starts to come into balance with itself, and it generates this sense of harmony, it generates this sense of balance, and you don't feel like you're stumbling upon something. And when you understand that you're not limiting yourself anymore, because you're not putting it in a category, you're not putting it in a box anymore, you're not putting yourself on a shelf anymore, you're allowing yourself to be immersed within the light, because you have completely disconnected from the physical sense of reality and tapping into the non-physical sense of reality. You're tapping into your quantum metaphysics. So when you allow yourself to tap into that quantum metaphysics, it allows you to shift every paradigm, shift every experience, shift everything in your life, understanding that everything is a growing nature of the essential nature of knowing who you are. So you finally understand yourself fully, but it's not the fact that you have to understand yourself fully, but it's just that you know what your will is. You know that you're free to do whatever you want. You know that you have that God power because you are becoming God, but you realize that God is also an illusion, because God is not a physical thing. You understand that God is not a physical thing, and you understand that God is not something you put on a pedestal. God is not a man or a woman. We all see God in a specific way, but it's designed for us to see God in that way so that we get a sense of what the I am is for us, because we're an individuated creation. So when we're an individuated creation, we allow ourselves to channel the knowledge that is meant for us, channel the knowledge that is here, that is present, that is right now, that is absolutely relevant within the scope of consciousness that we're at. Because lots of us are high density beings, and lots of us have been starseeds, lots of us have been warriors, lots of us have had this channeled intelligence for a very long time, but it's just been suppressed for such a long time. It's been put in a box so long. So, also, if you guys are understanding anything I'm saying, or if you don't, that's okay too, because everything is energy as I'm saying it. But also, this is White Wolf. Welcome to the channel. I am a psychic. I help people with meditations. I help people with healing energy. I have a Cashapp there, White Wolf the Oracle, and also PayPal if you feel blessed by this. Also book private sessions, 1 hour for $100, 2 hours for $200, and 45 minutes for $75. But what I want you guys to understand is that you're the master of illusion. You are the master of one. You are the ascended master in the form of the human being. You are God made in the image of man or woman, but you are God's source energy resonating within the soul and channeling the soul's wisdom. And you are the human channel of God, but you're not necessarily just the human being. You're not the bodily function. So people can say what they want. People can say that, oh, you don't believe in God, or you're just evil, or you're this or that. But God does not frown upon its own creation. God does not judge. God does not condemn. God does not feel the need to distort anything, because it's a growing illusion that it generates everything inside of its own reality within its own one single consciousness. So you're coming from a standpoint that you don't have to feel anything. You don't have to be anything. You can feel that you can see with your eyes closed. You can finally see with your eyes closed. Because you're not being led by what you just see, by what's perceptible, by what's here and what's now, but you're here understanding that when you close your eyes, you are disconnecting and letting go, and finally channeling something authentic and real and tangible. And it's actually reality by using your imagination, by using your source energy. And you're erasing the pain and the suffering and the delusion that human beings feel on a moment-to-moment, day-to-day basis. You are literally defying the odds, because now the odds are not stacked against you. Because there are no odds, there are no obstacles, there are no bad thoughts, there are no debilitating states of awareness. Because it's power. God is power. God is empowerment. God's source energy is energy. God is not a thing that we just think is a thing. By now, you're just not thinking. By now, you're absolutely just channeling, and it's known, and you don't have to know the details before the details are known, because God knows everything before it happens. God is allowing everything to be channeled from a state of awareness to where you are limitless in the way that you channel your infinity signature, because you're finally living by your cosmic code. Because this is not, when you are becoming enlightened, there is no right or wrong way. There is no this or that. There is no this religion is right, or this person is right, or this way to meditate is right, because you have to find your own way and you have to become the way. In order to become the way, you have to find your own way, and you have to get out of your own way to really become the way. Because we understand that all of the problems that we have in this world are all generated from a sense of lack, from a sense of distortion, from a sense of victim consciousness, and also from a sense of not wanting, not having desire, not having fulfillment or joy, or having the truth to be real. And it doesn't matter what is going on in this earth plane anymore. It has absolutely no bearing over how God channels. It has absolutely no bearing when you understand that from this state of awareness, everything can change and be healed and to be exemplified and to be experimented with as free agents of consciousness. Because if we give into that power, if we give into that distortion, we're actually just throwing more kerosene onto the fire. So you're actually throwing more kerosene on the fire and actually generating more dysfunction, more distortion, more right or wrong or this or that, and it only generates pain. It only generates suffering. It only generates lack because it's not coming from a sense of a balanced consciousness. And people will hear this and say that you're a psycho or that you're crazy or da 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 da. But it really means that in order to be blessed means that you just have to not care. You have to not care about what your thoughts try to tell you, what your negative thoughts try to tell you. But you have to listen to your positive thoughts. You have to listen to your positive vibrations. You have to listen to the whispers of Spirit and the truth of the Spirit and walking in the emulation of the blessing of the Spirit. So you have to always understand that there's always another angle. It's not just black and white, but there is a gray area. Because this cosmic game is very big. Free will is not hard to attain. You just have to receive it. You have to truthfully act in your free will and act in your desire and feel as if you can have it within yourself. Because if you don't feel like you can have it, you're just unworthy. Then you're unworthy. You're not feeling into who you are. You're not feeling the power and the usherance, and you're just following the breadcrumb trail of excitement no matter what happens, no matter what comes in your way. And if you truthfully have to disconnect from the system and plug into a system that best fits you, that's true awareness. Because in my journey, I had to disconnect from people, places, and things. And I had to be in my own purified illusion. And I had to generate more illusions. And I had to generate more universes, more gateways, more complexities, and be able to immerse myself within that reality. And nobody could distort that, and nothing can try to generate that sense of an illusion. Because I know what the illusion that I am. So, you don't have to be subjected to people. You don't have to be subjected to people, places, or things. You don't have to subject yourself to things that bring you pain, suffering, and lack, and unworthiness, and unwilling to heal the inner child, or feeling like this one thing has held you back your entire life. And the great saints, the great sages, the great apostles, and Jesus even, understood these principles even. even people who are not tapped into that type of energy, even people who are successful, they know this. They know how to be successful. They know how to take it the extra mile, to go with bold choices, to go with a bold attitude, to go with gratitude, and to know how to truthfully be thankful for God's will, for God's source energy, for the truth of all things. And I'm just like you. I'm just a guy talking. But I'm not just a guy talking, but I'm a guy channeling his higher self. And as I'm channeling that higher self, there's higher knowledge being implemented and being changed. And the organism of everything that I'm saying and the reality that you're encompassing yourself in is changing within itself. And when you understand that, that means you're never late. You're never in the past. You're never in the future. You're never even in the present. Then where are you? You have to make that distinction. And that's why I made that analogy. You have to make that distinction where you are at. Even though that you're not even in this dimension if you think you are in this dimension. Just because you think you're in this dimension doesn't mean that you are in this dimension. So it comes from precision, and it's very methodical. And it allows you to see that it's not just one thing. It's not just even being here. It's not even being in a million different places at once. But it's just feeling the energy that is present. It's feeling the complexities that are present. It's feeling the cosmic abundance that is present. Being confident and understanding that the security and the safety is in the grace, in the matrimony. And to be majestic, to step out among the nations and to emulate this light. And to say things that are almost seem chaotic or to some people seem diabolical or whatever, or it triggers something within them because that's how they really feel, or else they would not go at it from a different angle. So it really matters to people when you step out among the rest and want to bring about change, to bring about world change, to bring about a sense of alignment to the entire universe. That we can all truly be aligned and be happy and be successful and not to be lacking of anything. We just feel like we can be lacking of anything. We just feel like we have these feelings, we have these thoughts. But none of those things matter to true guides, to your spirit guides. It doesn't matter in heaven. It doesn't matter in the other realms. None of that shit matters. But it only matters here because people are unwilling to work on themselves. They're unwilling to amp it up. They're unwilling to let go of the past. They're unwilling to step out of another energy and to really get attuned to themselves and aligned with themselves and to not sway from it and to see that you have to just go with it. You have to go with the flow and you have to love who the fuck you are at this moment and do whatever you want to do, and understanding that if we stop living our life based upon consequence, that we feel like it's not going to fall through, or we have to know all the details before it happens, or we feel like we have to know anything that has to happen or will happen. We don't really have to know that. It's not in the knowing, but it's in the questioning. Question the fuck out of yourself every day. Slap yourself on the wrist and like, I just gotta quit doing that. I gotta quit giving my power to that. I gotta quit getting triggered about that. But it's not just about quitting it, but it's just kind of nipping it in the bud and just getting on top of it, in a sense. So, It's getting on top of your thoughts. It's getting on top of the way that you're manifesting all the time. You're generating all the time. We keep on generating a Groundhog Day that does not suit us, and that's why it feels painful. It feels painful to have a thought that you can't have $1 million. Or it's painful that you're saying like, oh, I'll work this job for 20 years and then I'll do that. That's painful. That's not good. But it's not bad either. And yes, I'm saying things in a way that's like, oh, he's just flip-flopping. But it's just an analogy to get you to make that distinction, to use that discernment. That's what discernment is. You have to see what's best for you. I can do a meditation, I can do anything, say anything that's resonating or true to you, but at the end of the day, you have to decide and realize that it's always a choice, and it's led by those transcendent reasons, and it's led by how Spirit wants to guide you, wants to work with you, and it's also just the very fact that nobody possesses anything. We don't possess anything. We don't possess ourselves. We don't possess our state of beings. And I truthfully don't think we take anything with us when we go. I don't believe we really die, because we can die right here, right now. We can have a metaphysical death and have a rebirth and allow that phoenix to rise out of us. We can allow that phoenix to rise out of the ashes and to bring about a new life, to bring about a new day, to bring about a new state of being. Now, a lot of people will say, like, oh, you're gaslighting, you're doing this, you're doing that. You're not answering my questions. And that's okay. That's all well and good, because everybody is accepted and everybody can resonate with what they want to resonate with, and nobody has to feel like they're right or justified. And that's what's beautiful about it. Nobody has to feel justified or right or in such a position to feel like they know everything. Then that's not wisdom. That's not real power. But real power is understanding that you can live in the comfort, in the safety, in the security that you're always can generate another illusion. You can always live in the safety and the comfort that the universe has you in the palm of its hand. And that you're being molded like clay every single day. Every single day you're being molded and shifted into who you are. The real gaslighting, the real rigmarole is people who say, like, I've been on this spiritual journey for 20 years. I have certifications. I have all these things that substantiate that I am this spiritual being. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it because if we really were who we were, we would just say what we say and do what we do and live authentically and raw to the core, and to not sway from it, and to not live by our distortions anymore, and to realize that everybody is just becoming their own God. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. Everybody is becoming their own source of creation. So my source of creation may not be the same as your source of creation. It's just the same as like picking a different cereal box at the store. I might be Cheerios, you might be Cocoa Pebbles. Of course you're not going to resonate with that. But the very fact is, if we have true acceptance beyond our own personal bias, and we're not labeling things with our own personal bias, then it can't get distorted. So we have to separate ourselves from our own biases. This means our own spiritual biases. So you have to separate yourself from what it really means to be human, because we're actually all becoming more human. What we think is humanity, what we think is normal humans, is really not what we think is humans. So you have to make that distinction. Do you want to eat from the tree of life, or do you want to eat from the tree of knowledge? Do you want to eat from the tree of life, or do you want to eat from the tree of knowledge? Because we ate from the tree of knowledge, and we've already went through that, and we messed up. We screwed it up, because we could be immortal. We could have self-remembrance. We could have integration. We could heal. We could expand upon this creation. But we keep choosing to eat from the tree of knowledge, which doesn't allow us to truthfully be the scientist of spirituality, to not really allow ourselves to use this instrument that is our divine consciousness. And we don't allow ourselves to really experiment and generate hypothesis and test it. Test yourself and test how it can go for you. So, do you want to live heaven or hell? Do you want to be happy? Do you want to stand up for your brothers and sisters? If your family's getting in the way, then shove them out of the way. If that relationship's getting in the way, shove it out of the way. Honor it, love it, but if it's not helping you and initiating you into other states of beings, then it's not fulfillment and it's not needed anymore. And this means that with places, things, manifestations, law of subtraction, subtract all that stuff and then add other stuff. You can always have more stuff. If you have like a whole shelf of hats, you have a whole shelf of hats. If you don't like 5 hats, you can get rid of those 5 hats and then buy 5 hats more, no matter what the cost is. They could be $5 hats at Walmart. It doesn't matter. It's as simple as that. It's just trying to get the monkey off your back. It's trying to get that imposter self away from you. And it's just literally understanding the sense and sensibility of generating more illusions. There's sense and sensibility. And now for the first time, you actually know yourself. You're not wandering. But you're wandering. But you're not wandering like a chicken with its head cut off either. So, when you're becoming enlightened, you don't have to try to prove who you are. You just have to share the gift and allow that gift to keep on giving, to allow the seeds to be planted, to allow lives to be transformed, and to allow our brothers and sisters to be transformed, healed, and empowered, and revitalized. And that you can finally walk on your 2 feet. That crawl turns into a walk, and then that walk turns into a sprint. But it's just trying to maintain that speed. And it's just maintaining that enlightened awareness. It's maintaining who you are, and it's maintaining that awareness. So, we're going to do the meditation. So, I'd like to remind you guys that I go live here regularly. This is White Wolf. A very serious message tonight, but I felt like it was needed, and everything that my divine consciousness tells me to say is always what is needed, and it is always out of a sense of love. Sometimes it's just saying something to the point where it's not trying to make others mad, but it's just saying it so that it's out on the table. It's out in the open. It's there. And who can argue that, right? So, I think I've talked enough, but we'll do the meditation. So, everybody accept this meditation. Also, before I start, I have a PayPal link there, paypal.me, Jacob Dylan Wolf, Cashapp, whitewolftheoracle, and book private sessions for 1 hour sessions for $100, 2 hours for $200, and 45 minutes for $75, so that you can have psychic readings, healings, activations, codes, downloads, meditation, and find your true spiritual fulfillment from becoming the oracle of love, light, and wisdom. So, thank you. So take a very big, deep breath. Exhale. Understand that you are the world at large. Understand that you are God. Understand that you can see clearly now. You have a new vision. You allow the vision to become who you are. You just flowed with your creation. You flowed with life. And you chose to be happy about your existence. Not only that you did that, but you allowed yourself to tap into that 0-point creation, which helps you block out the world, block out all of the noise, all of the negative chatter, all of the distortions. But you weren't blocking them, but you realize that they don't fit within your vibration. They don't fit within who you are. They don't come into sync or balance with your divine blueprint. So, be the oneness that you seek. Be that oracle of love, light, and wisdom that channels its guides, its higher self, to the physical body, to not limit the physical mind by leading with your heart, so that you tap more into the mind, more into the consciousness, more into the presence of awareness. And that there's a cadence there, there's a repetition there, there's some stability there. And when you allow that stability and that alignment to generate a sense of longing, it allows you to have longevity within your awareness. It allows you to tap into that deep water horizon. It allows you to become the landscape. It allows you to immerse yourself within the environment. It allows you to be the direct experience. So it allows you to tap into that direct experience of what it means to immerse yourself within that density of consciousness. And you're able to maintain it, and you're able to keep it there, and you're able to allow it to generate more infinite signatures of energy, and understanding that God Source energy is energy itself, then there's a limited amount of energy, because you are that electromagnetic kinetic source energy. Nothing can change or distort that energy. It is in the stillness, it's in the silence. It's in the way that you love, the way that you don't judge, the way that you accept. It's the way that you receive, but it's also the what you are sending out. It's also by your character, by your integrity, by walking in that demonstration of grace. You're demonstrating that grace. You're demonstrating the divine will. And you're allowing others to be strong. You're allowing others to be strong and to hold themselves up when they did not have someone to hold themselves up, or to be accepted, or to escape the distorted illusion. Take a deep breath. Exhale. And know that the divine loves you. Know the divine has always been there for you. But the divine was just waiting for you to remember. For you to tap back in again. For you to immerse yourself within this illusion again. To perfect an illusion. To make it aligned. To make it very glorious. To walk in that Shekinah glory of God's Source energy. Shekinah glory means that it's not a faded glory, but it's a glowing glory. It is a glory that never changes, never fades away. It is something that is forever. So know that you have a lot of time, even though you don't have any. You have so much time. There's so many things left to do. There's many places to be. And there's many places to go. And when you're absolutely fed up, just say fuck it. Just say fuck it. Let's do this. Let's go deep. Let's go to the root. Let's seek this out to the very end. And when people try to come against you, fuck them. Fuck them. And when a thought tries to come in to tell you who you are, absolutely disregard that thought. Everything that comes into our reality is all of what we give power to. What do we give meaning? How can we shake things up? How can we embark on new ground? It's by being happy, being excited, living a life according to your divine blueprint. But also, just allowing your self to be calm, to be here, to be present, and to be relevant. Now, this is simultaneous relativity. And just accept yourself fully. Accept yourself fully at this moment. And accept others as they are. They can be the way they want to be. And you can be the way you want to be. And we can all coexist, fulfilling our assignment, our mission, and our journey. The true disservice to yourself is not wanting to be seen for who you really are. To being silenced, to being suppressed, to being manipulated, to allow your imagination to not flourish. To feel like whatever your hands touches, that it can turn to gold. And there's nothing right now that can't change the illusion that you are God at this exact moment. Nothing can change the very fact that you're God. Take a very big, deep breath. Allow yourself to have fun. Sensitivity and vulnerability and opening up is the greatest gift of all, because it allows you to channel. It allows you to be comfortable. It allows you to expand. It allows you to stretch yourself out. Knowing that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and that there's absolutely gold at the end of the rainbow. We are the grid workers. We are the clairvoyants, the clairaudience, the clairsentients. We are the sensitives. And we are the manifestors. So that means that the realm of endless possibilities is not an impossibility, but it's absolutely possible. It can happen, it will happen, and you will make it happen. I can, I will, and I do, and I am. And the meditation is complete. So thank you all for tuning in to that meditation, and I hope you were blessed by it. And just know that whatever was lost in the fire, you will find in the ashes. I'm just looking at a lot of your comments, and I appreciate the negative comments. I appreciate all comments. I appreciate all. So without further ado, this is White Wolf. Feel free to share out. Feel free to donate. And also, you can book a private session with me. 1 hour for $100, 2 hours for $200, 45 minutes for $75. And also just know that the divine is always with us. The divine always knows us. The divine knows us more than we know ourselves. And then when we know ourselves, then we can know what is the divine, what is truth, what is authenticity, and what we want to bring about to the world. And just love, and just live life, and be happy, and be amazing, and be the living testament to God's source energy. So thank you. This is White Wolf. God bless. Namaste. Thank you.